A very good morning, Nisambul Vinaka Namaste and Assalamu Alaikum to all our viewers watching on FBC TV across Fiji and also to those tuning in from around the world via the Fiji government Facebook page. We're coming to you live from Subrail Park here in Labasa with a special coverage of the final day of the celebrations marking the 146th anniversary of Girmit Day, with the theme Preserving the Past, Envisioning the Future. We're proud to bring you today's program in Fiji's three major languages, English, Itoke, and Hindi. I'm Sitiveni Rabuka, joined by Maliki Langi, who will provide commentary in Itoke, and also Shireen Prasad, who will guide us through the day in Hindi.
नमस्कार फीजी, नमस्कार विश्व। मैं हूँ शरीन और आप देख रहे हैं FBC टीवी पर 146वें गिरमिट दिवस समारोह 2025 के तीसरे और महत्वपूर्ण दिन इसकी लाइव प्रस्तुति आप देख रहे हैं। आज हम न केवल अपने इतिहास को स्मरण कर रहे हैं बल्कि उस असाधारण साहस, त्याग और आत्मबल को भी नमन कर रहे हैं जो हमारे गिरमिटिया पूर्वजों ने प्रदर्शित किया। ये आयोजन आज सिर्फ फीजी तक सीमित नहीं है। दुनिया भर के दर्शक, विशेषकर भारत, अमेरिका, ऑस्ट्रेलिया, न्यूजीलैंड, कनाडा जैसे देशों में बसे प्रवासी समुदाय फीजी गवर्नमेंट के आधिकारिक फेसबुक पेज के माध्यम से इस ऐतिहासिक क्षण को देख और अनुभव कर रहे हैं। ये हमारी साझी विरासत का उत्सव है।
Nimbul benakana horong tumai na besar-besar tumai and FBC TV and VSABT and VSA Burbura bekene na sarsartiko and a Facebook page ni Fiji government and nonda mai dono makitiko na singa ni bakadangi ekena mai maro tikitiko wana ni mitiko ne kendona ndo wasanga bulkawono ni ambaki ni nonda yava mai kino nonda vanua oira na Girmit da reda tiko na rarali na Subrail Park le bakai boy verten kina na songongo era saya da tiko na le vanua and the bomni na tiko na nraki na tagava ni ko bakle to na tawni wuda aya na ngongo sa dila to mai singa reda ni bakalio le na le vanua kanda reda ni rasa tiko talanga oir na bagalis resedak ni nonda mati ni tu ni rawara kitu na bulan into kai na bulan into kai tiko na turangan na ililiu ni nonda mati ni tu na kina na mai songo tiko na moni mava mbalabu na kina vona ni tiko na nonda yado mai kina nonda bunua na Girmitia.
Absolutely, Miliki. We've had a few showers over the past few days here in Labasa, but you know what a beautiful turnaround this morning. The sun is out. You know the grounds here at Subrail Park, are slowly drying up nicely, and it's just the perfect weather now for Girmit celebrations. And we saw a bit of a dancing around in the morning. The ladies in their colorful saris and kurtas, just showing the true Lambasia spirit.
और देखिए जैसे ही गिरमिट की गूंज आसमान तक पहुंची, बारिश थम गई और हल्की धूप खिल रही है, मानो प्रकृति भी हमारे साथ इस विरासत को नमन कर रही हो। यह सचमुच एक आशीर्वाद जैसा क्षण है। आज समारोह के अंतिम दिन हमें अत्यंत गर्व है कि फीजी के प्रधानमंत्री माननीय सितिवेनी रबुका इस ऐतिहासिक कार्यक्रम के मुख्य अतिथि के रूप में होंगे और इस आयोजन के आधिकारिक समापन की घोषणा करेंगे। साथ ही हमें ये विशेष सम्मान भी प्राप्त है कि भारत सरकार के विदेश मंत्रालय और वस्त्र मंत्रालय में राज्य मंत्री श्री पवित्रा मगरिटा विशिष्ट अतिथि के रूप में समारोह को संबोधित करेंगे। मिलिकी
ni rawara kiti ko na turang na lilino na mati nito karena may bulang ito na songong bimbi ni kuwa kina marotik sarabag lebo ni na may tiko talanga endo na turang ka Minister of State for External Affairs and na mati nito lebo India o Sri Pavitra Margarita na may tiko talito nga ni kya na marotaki na singli bakatangi-tangi ni ko leo sana programa marotaki na talanga tigina enda na gairaw ni Sarava na kena na solital tunga na ipo binibinaka mer kaya sa weather na Singapore wai and weather tani ko ko na mbaki walu sanga bul kalima wir sanga se na mbaki walu sanga bul kalima lako dake and solital weather na ipo binibinaka and buko ni no ndala duru mama na ndrendre na bosata na buno kaya dapat manungo era sa sarabatan tu na boni na daka.
That's right. The march procession has already commenced, and we have seen guests arriving this early at Subrail Park, and we now await the arrival of our chief guest, the Honorable Sitiveni Rabuka, Prime Minister of the Republic of Fiji. And it's also great to see a few cabinet ministers that are here today, just showing their support for this important commemoration. Just to name a few: the Assistant Minister for Agriculture and Waterway, the Honorable Tomasi Tunambuna, Assistant Minister of the Office of the Prime Minister, the Honorable Sakyusa Tumbuna, and also we have beautiful smiles there happening on the screen. You gotta love their outfits, the effort put in place for them to come this morning.
बिल्कुल, और जैसा कि आप स्क्रीन पर देख रहे हैं, जिस तरह से एक प्यारी सी लड़की और शायद उनकी मम्मी होंगी, उनका पूरा परिवार मुस्कुरा रहे हैं। कुछ लोग तो छाता लिए हुए भी खड़े हैं, बैठे हैं, क्योंकि उन्होंने सोचा होगा कि बारिश हो रही है तो छाता ले चले, लेकिन ये छाता अब इस्तेमाल हो रहा है धूप रोकने के लिए। आज सुबह लंबासा शहर में एक भव्य मार्च आयोजित किया गया, जो सुब्रेल पार्क के ग्राउंड नंबर 2 तक पहुंचा, और इस मार्च में हुद्दा और तासा की गूंज के साथ ब्रदर्स हुद्दा तासा म्यूजिकल ग्रुप के नेतृत्व में पारंपरिक ध्वनि गूंजी थी।
Dari de toma te tiko ni ratambe mai era sa mai tuana Subrail Park na isulu era tokara. Dona kaira kota pati tiko mai keira era maro tiko mai na isulu era tokara. Inda sare de nangonongo saya mai na motokane la wa turanga en nonda nama kitiko na turanga na ililu ni nonda matini tu merna mai bulang indo kai en songo mi tua era na betala na bugili se songo matini tu. Karena tambahan ni bonda dono taki, tambahan ni DD, nanda betal tungan naturang DE Northern, karena may DD tigitali tungan ni songo, and singin kung dawan na benaka ni saji la tongan na singa, e waro tagi may langin ang raki na singa ni kuwa, and nanda maro tiko, na singa ni mga vangi, maro tiki na ni kandunan raw basang vulkaono, ni baki na nung reda may nung kanda na Girmit Day.
And now with one of the most awaited moments of today's Girmit finale, the arrival of our chief guest, the Honorable Sitiveni Rabuka, the Prime Minister of Fiji.
कार्यक्रम स्थल पर एक एक कर सभी अतिथि पधार चुके हैं। जैसा कि आप स्क्रीन पर देख रहे हैं कि हमारे देश के प्रधानमंत्री माननीय श्री सितिवेनी रंबुका आ चुके हैं, पधार चुके हैं, और उनका स्वागत हाथ मिलाकर किया जा रहा है।
Ermekin baki na Minister ni Suka, nandra sa sobrang mai na turana na ililu na mati ni tu karena bulan yang sini kaki na beri na baki lisi baki ni ministry na buku ni ken sabaro itu na benua merna na kina di borau na dola bitu na sogbili na singa ni baka vangi na bobi ni bona kita itu na kanda na Girmit Day na vanga lebo karena mai da kapa.
Now we'll move into a moment of national pride, the singing of our national anthem, performed by our talented choir group.
Thank you. You may now take your seats. First and foremost, we acknowledge the Almighty for His divine guidance and blessings. We also pay our deepest respect to the traditional custodians of this land, the past, present, and the future landowners for their enduring connection to this land, its waters, and its communities. With those few words, I wish to warmly welcome our chief guest, Honorable Sitiveni Rabuka, Prime Minister and Minister for Foreign Affairs, Civil Service, Information and Public Enterprise. The guest of honor today, Shri Pabitra Margarita, Minister of State for External Affairs from the Government of India, Honorable Biman Prasad, the Deputy Prime Minister and Minister for Finance and Strategic Planning, National Development and Statistics, the Honorable Charanjit Singh, Minister for Multi-Ethnic Affairs and Sugar Industry, and also the Chairman of the Labasa Girmit Committee. We also wish to acknowledge the Turangani Thui Madwata, former President, His Excellency Ratu Williame Katunivere, Cabinet Ministers, Assistant Ministers, Honorable Members of Parliament, Members of Diplomatic Corps, Permanent Secretaries, distinguished guests, including the Chair of the Working Committee, Special Administrator, Labasa Town Council, Mr. Paul Jaduram, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. We extend our warm welcome to this 146th Girmit Day commemoration event. Our warm greetings is also extended to those joining us via television and digital platforms, both here in Fiji and around the world. A particularly heartfelt welcome goes to the esteemed senior Girmit descendants who are present with us this morning. Your presence honors us all. Now I shall request Kairav Lalji and Trisha to please welcome our chief guest and the guest of honor in a traditional Indian culture. Ladies and gentlemen, the offering of a shawl to a guest, elder, or a dignitary is a time-honored gesture of honor. It is a way of saying we value and respect you. The Aarti is deeply significant ritual in Indian culture, symbolizes devotion, gratitude, and the offering of light to the divine. It is also performed to honor the guest and elders, which emphasize the treatment of guest as divine. Let's have a round of applause for Kairav and Trisha. Ladies and gentlemen, now we will move on to the lighting of Diya, which holds a deep spiritual, cultural, and symbolic significance in Indian traditions. It represents light over darkness, spiritual awakening, purity, and prosperity. I shall now kindly request our Chief Guest, Honorable Prime Minister, and our guest of honor to please come forward for the lighting of the diya.
Bolvinaka once again to our viewers on FBC TV. And well, the atmosphere here at Subrail Park has definitely shifted. We have the arrival of our chief guest, the Honorable Prime Minister Sitiveni Rabuka.
गर्व और सांस्कृतिक गरिमा से भरा यह क्षण रहा जब हमारे मुख्य अतिथि फिजी के प्रधानमंत्री माननीय प्रधानमंत्री सितिवेनी रंबुका का पारंपरिक रूप से स्वागत किया गया, उन्हें शॉल उड़ाया गया और भारत सरकार के राज्य मंत्री को तिलक कर सम्मानित किया गया, उन्हें भी शॉल उड़ाया गया, पुष्प माला पहनाया गया। ये सब हमारे संस्कारों की खूबसूरत झलक है, जो परंपराएं जो हमारे गिरमिटिया पूर्वजों की अमूल्य देन है। जैसा कि आप स्क्रीन पर देख रहे हैं कि दिया प्रज्वलित हो रहा है और मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ मल्टी एथनिक अफेयर्स एंड शुगर इंडस्ट्री के मिनिस्टर चरणजीत सिंह जी भी स्टेज पर मौजूद हैं।
Where we will witness a welcome dance performed by the beautiful ladies from the Labasa Cultural Center. This is a semi-classical dance about Ganda, which is a devotional prayer offered to Lord Ganesh, the remover of obstacles and the God of beginnings, wisdom and intellect. It is performed at the start of an event to invoke divine blessings. Please put our hands together as we welcome the beautiful girls of Labasa Cultural Center.
विघ्नेश्वराय वरदाय सुरप्रियाय लंबोदराय सकलाय जगद्हिताय नागाननाय श्रुतियज्ञ विभूषिताय गौरीसुताय गणनाथ नमो नमस्ते। सुखकर्ता दुःखहर्ता वार्ता विघ्नाची नुरवी पुरवी प्रेम कृपा जयाची सर्वांगी सुंदर उटिशेंदुराची कंठी झळके माळ मुक्ता फळाची। जय देव जय मंगल मूर्ती दर्शन मात्रे मन स्मरणे मात्रे मन कामना पूर्ती। जय देव जय मंगल मूर्ती दर्शन मात्रे मन स्मरणे मात्रे मन कामना पूर्ती।
ओ देश मेरे तेरी शान पे सदके कोई धन है क्या तेरी धूल से बढ़ के, तेरी धूप से रोशन तेरी हवा पे जिंदा तू बाग है मेरा मैं तेरा परिंदा है अर्ज़ ये दीवाने की जहाँ बोर सुहानी देखी एक रोज वही मेरी शाम हो।
के आगे झुकाना सर जो तेरे आगे झुकाया है। मरना भी तुझ पे जैसे कोई जश्न यारों, मौत नसीबों वाली मिलती है कम। तेरी ज़मीं पे लूंगा फिर मैं जन्म, ताकि फिर बोल पाऊं वंदे मातरम। सुजला सुफला मलयज शीतला से श्यामला वंदे मातरम। सुजला सुफला मलयज शीतला से श्यामला वंदे मातरम। मुश्किल वक्त में भी हम न खोए हौसला, दिल के साथ चलने का यूं कर ले फैसला। ये हम जो चुने तो मिलता जोश है, बस तेरी ही खातिर चाहिए सरफरोश है। जीत का जश्न हम मनाएंगे, आसमां तिरंगा सजाना है, शान से सभी को बताएंगे, जीत लेंगे ये सारा जहां। तेरे आगे सर, तेरी गोद मेरा घर, तुझे सलाम इंडिया। तेरे आगे सर, तेरी गोद मेरा घर, तुझे सलाम इंडिया।
Thank you, girls of Labasa Cultural Center. This year marks the 146th anniversary of the arrival of the first Indian endangered laborers to Fiji. As was promised during last year's Girmit commemoration event in Lautoka, that this year's event is being hosted in Labasa. The Girmit commemoration event began in the year 2023 when the coalition government came to power and declared a public holiday every year to mark this special day. By hosting this event in the Northern Division provides an opportunity for the people to participate by showcasing their talent, artifacts, and many other legacies passed on from their ancestors. The Girmit era represents one of the most difficult period in Fiji's history. The Girmitians were subject to brutal treatment, including physical and emotional violence. It is important to acknowledge these injustices with honesty and compassion, for remembering such pain is the first step towards reconciliation and healing. Despite being enslaved under the guise of the contracts, the Girmitians toiled relentlessly in cane fields and plantations under the extreme conditions. Their contributions laid the economic foundation of Fiji, especially in the sugar industry. Though oppressed, many endangered laborers showed remarkable resistance and courage during this period. The sacrifices of the Girmitians deserved continuous recognition. Their descendants, both past and present, have contributed to the national development. Events like Girmit Day allows us to pause, reflect, and celebrate their memory. It is a time when all Fijians can unite in a shared remembrance and gratitude. The colorful cultural displays we will witness today, the music, dance, attire, and rituals, are all living legacies of the Girmitians. Their ability to hold on to their roots has enriched Fiji's multiculturalism. These expressions offer us a sense of belonging and identity, reminding us that our diversity is not a barrier, but a strength. The 2025 theme is Preserving the Past, Envisioning the Future. Preserve the past by remembering the Girmitians' hardship, sacrifices, and achievements. Envision the future by committing to the unity, justice, and a shared national identity where all ethnicities strive together. Ladies and gentlemen, may I have the honor to please call upon the Minister for Multi-Ethnic Affairs and Sugar Industry, Honorable Charanjit Singh, to deliver his welcome address and also introduce our chief guest for the day.
Medical, senior Girmit Day descendants, the Chief Administrator of Labasa Town Council, school students, people of friendly North, Labasa and other parts of rural neighboring community. Also special greetings to those watching. We've been having so much of rain in the last 3 days, and I think the second blessing has come from the Minister of State as well. Labasa normally doesn't have all this rain, but unfortunately we had 3 days of rain, which is good for the sugarcane farmers. They loved it, as much as I am a sugarcane farmer myself. Good morning to everybody. Ram Ram Namaste, Alaikum Assalam, Sat Sri Akal, and Buonasera. And a good news to you all, the part of the final day of the culmination of 2025 Girmit commemoration event. At the outset, sir, I have much pleasure welcoming you, sir, Prime Minister of Fiji, for accepting our invitation to be the chief guest this morning. I also wish to welcome the Deputy Prime Minister, Honorable Biman Prasad, who is the guest of our function this morning. Unfortunately, he was supposed to be our chief guest last night, but due to the weather, we had to cancel the program. So, Honorable Biman Prasad, you're not missing anything today. Unfortunately, as I said, we had to move our program last night due to the bad weather, where he was our chief guest. My sincere apologies for the change, Honorable DPM. It was something beyond our control. I also wish to acknowledge our international guest of honor today, Shri Pabitra, Honorable Minister of State for External Affairs from the Government of India. His presence here symbolizes our deep relation with India, the place where the Girmitians came from. I also wish to acknowledge the Turang Ratu Madwata, the former President of Fiji, His Excellency Ratu William A. Katunivere, and of course I also acknowledge the Tui Labasa as well. I also wish to say that the senior descendants who are present here, the coalition government led by our Honorable Prime Minister, is grateful to you for your services to our country. I now have the pleasure to introduce the Prime Minister, Honorable Prime Minister Sitiveni Rabuka. Our Prime Minister is Ilse's CV, which will take a long time to read. I think all of you know the Honorable Prime Minister very well, so I will not take long time but be brief. Our Prime Minister was elected the Prime Minister of Fiji on the floor of Fiji's Parliament on 24th December 2022. We all remember that day very well. He first served as a Prime Minister for 7 years between 1992 and 1999, having served earlier as a co-deputy Prime Minister with the late Josephat Akami Kamida in the interim government in the late Prime Minister Raduse Kamisa Mara's government from 1991 to 1992. He holds a master's degree in military science from Madras University in India, an honorary doctorate from the Central Queensland of University in 1998. He was selected into Fiji's national rugby team from 1970 to 1977. He also represented his country in athletics and South Pacific Games in 1971, where he was team captain and the flag bearer. He performed the dual roles in 1974 at the Commonwealth Games in Christchurch, New Zealand. Honorable Rabuka is married to the retired school teacher, Mrs. Soleti Tiloma Rabuka. They have 2 daughters and 2 sons, 7 grandchildren, and 5 great-grandchildren. Oh, he's got 6 now. So the population is getting bigger in Fiji. Now that I have pleasure, Honorable Prime Minister Sir, for you to deliver your address. Thank you very much. Vinaka Vakalevu and Dhanevad.
Thank you very much for those kind words, flattering words, Honorable Minister. You can't be promoted anymore. That's how far you can go in cabinet. The Honorable Minister of State for External Affairs in the Government of India, Sri Pabitra Margarita. Oh, Professor. Oh, okay. I said that properly. Cabinet Ministers and Members of Parliament, Assistant Ministers, Your Excellencies, Nisambul Wanaka, welcome to the friendly North. Distinguished guests, students, ladies and gentlemen, the very kind, welcoming people of the friendly North. Labasa and other parts of Honolulu and Taveuni. I'm not supposed to say that because I'm from here and we know how good we are, so we don't tell everybody about it. But if we don't, they will know. Nisambulunaka. Very good morning to you all. Namaste. Assalamu alaikum. Bulasia and Bulre. My special greetings to those who are watching the program through digital platforms in Fiji and abroad. A warm welcome to you all this morning, and dry welcome. As we were coming on the plane last night, I told the Deputy Prime Minister, don't worry, it'll be fine tomorrow. I'm glad we decided to have this commemoration here in Labasa. The very kind invitation. He made it on his own. Then he came back to ask the people of Labasa, can I bring the thing here? That was already after Cabinet had said yes. I also wish to pay my tribute, and our tribute, to His Excellency the Paramount Chief of the Conrove, who had opened these ceremonies, these celebrations. His Excellency Ratnangama Tawake Dolati Lalambalabu, Munturambali Turkau. His Excellency totally understands the significance of this event, and I thank him for making time to be part of the event. His presence was a demonstration of his own vision for unity that he embarked on since his appointment as President of our beloved country. The coalition government that I lead, still a coalition, is in total agreement with His Excellency the President, as we are dedicated to building unity among the races living in Fiji. Ladies and gentlemen, Girmit Day is a profound moment in our history. On the 14th of May, 1879, the first ship carrying indentured laborers from India arrived on our shores. Between that year, 1879, and 1916, about 60,000 men and women and children were brought under an oppressive system of bonded laborers, working under very uncertain and often inhumane conditions on the sugar plantations in Fiji. Most of you would have heard of the heart-wrenching stories of Girmitiers during the past several days, or have read or heard from renowned writers and historians, including the late academic and politician Dr. Ahmad Ali, and Labasa's very own son, the late Professor Bridgelau, whom the coalition government accorded the rightful dignity to his remains to be interred in his village of Tambia here in Labasa. There are many documentaries that are also available for us to learn from about the Girmits and their descendants. Girmit can be remembered as one of the most difficult segments of our country's past. It was a totally different time. People were very badly treated, victimized, brutalized, shamed, ridiculed, even raped and incarcerated. The Girmitiers toiled the fields in very harsh conditions to make this country, a colony then, a better place. All of us who call Fiji home have benefited and continue to do so from their sacrifices. Fiji became an economic powerhouse in the Pacific, in no small measure due to the hard work of the Indian migrants who came during the indentured labor system. We pay tribute to them and to their descendants, some of whom are here with us today. Ladies and gentlemen, the Girmitiers were not passive victims. They were not passive victims. They were proud individuals who resisted oppression, reclaimed their dignity, determined to define their own place in a foreign land. They stood firm against injustice and helped shape a new identity for their people and their descendants. You may also have read or heard that the Indians feared no one. They still fear no one, here and in India. They defied the British overseers at every opportunity to claim their izzat or honor. They fought for respect and set a limit to toleration. The Indians, according to Dr. Ahmad Ali, interpreted, and I quote, Girmit as their baptism of fire, which gave them inalienable rights in Fiji, where they desired and intended to remain permanently. Girmit has been a struggle. Its end did not mean the finish of their quest for security and economic advancement. End of quote. Girmit Day is one way we can all come together and remember, as well as rejoice in what they have left for us. Today we honor them, not only the Girmitier who have passed on, but also the descendants who are with us, who continue to enrich our nation with their talents, with their values, and their deep sense of community. In that light, I also look forward to the compilation of the database of the descendants of Girmitiers who should benefit from the provisions of the Immigration Act for those that live abroad. As with all diaspora, the Girmit here brought with them their religion and their culture. In many countries where the Indians were taken as indentured laborers, they have largely forgotten that culture and even their language. In Fiji's case, the Indians have kept them for posterity. How can one do that in such trying situations? It's not easy to comprehend. Perhaps this is what resilience looks like. It is their testament. What you all witnessed over the last 2 days is what they have left for us. To enjoy the vibrant cultures, the music, the dances, and the costumes. We are grateful to them for preserving these as they add to the richness of our identity as a multicultural society, united by our diversity. This is what makes Fiji special, a multicultural nation where we do not just tolerate difference, we celebrate difference. We know that multi-ethnicity does not exist by itself. It exists because the originality of ethnicities and everything about them exists and thrive. It is the base that feeds and holds up multi-ethnicity. It is therefore in our combined interest that we preserve our culture, ethnicity, and faith. Ladies and gentlemen, we all know that Fiji has had a troubled past. As it was natural that conflict would arise when new groups of people come into another space. This is precisely what transpired when the Indians began to live or decided to settle as permanent citizens of Fiji. There was distrust as two groups or even more groups were not used to living together during the colonial days. Indigenous Fijians did not have a say in why or how many should come and how they should be settled in Fiji. Fiji was not given a time to transition. The policy of indentured labor system was dumped on us. Naturally, that led to tensions and misunderstandings, reasons that fueled conflict that followed after Fiji's independence. While most of our history has been about misunderstandings, there have always been instances for integration. For instance, Mahabir, an indentured laborer who came to Fiji at the age of 16, described the hospitality of the indigenous Fijians like this, and I quote, "There was no conflict with the Fijians in those days. If you give them something, they reciprocated. During the indentured days, some Indians used to run away from work and go to Fijian villages where they were often given shelter as well as provided with food. If one took Yangana into the village, then all they had would be shared, which would be shared with you. They also learned to eat roti, and they were never a fussy people. They were never fussy." End of quote. If one considers this small anecdote, we can say things would have been different had the two races been allowed to intermingle. Our history may have been different. Now we go fast forward for 146 years. We need to focus not on what divides us, but rather on what unites us. On humanity, the sense of give and take, on compromise, on unity, a sense of belonging. We have lived together long enough to know that unity and peace will lead us to a good future. The banner of one nation, one destiny is the only viable way forward. His Excellency, the former President Ratu Williame, Maiwalili Katuniberi, Nganturangana Timaduata said very clearly in his opening address to Parliament in February 2023, and I quote, "Your government's mission is to build unity through social cohesion and further improve and strengthen our economy through sustainable growth with the ultimate objective of improving the lives of all the people of Fiji. There must be clear focus on the rule of law and democratic processes, including transparency, accountability, respect for human rights and freedoms, and listening to the views of the people through genuine consultations." End of quote. I recalled my first address in Parliament after being elected Prime Minister in response to His Excellency's speech, and I said this, and I quote, "National unity is a complex matter. I worked very hard across boundaries to bring people together. I worked in the Solomon Islands, I worked in Nepal, I worked in the Pacific, and I was a peacekeeper in the United Nations. And I will continue to do so here in Fiji. We all now belong to these islands. Our national mission is for a society of equality, fairness, and justice." End of quote. As complex as it may be, the coalition government has taken on the task of national unity in our stride. As the first step, we declared public holidays to mark two national days. First, the Girmit commemoration event that takes place on or around the 14th of May every year, and the Ratu Salala Sukuna Day, where we pay tribute and remember a great statesman of Fiji. Both events are ways to remember and remind us of the past, embrace the lessons of history, and move forward as a nation together. Ladies and gentlemen, as we remember the sacrifices of the past, we must also chart a path towards a more united and a more just Fiji. A Fiji where every citizen, regardless of their ethnicity or background, feels seen, acknowledged, and valued. In that spirit, I acknowledge the progress we are making with the Fiji Truth and Reconciliation Commission. This is our commitment to healing historic wounds through truth-telling, accountability, and national unity. My assurance to the people of Fiji, we will do our best to heal the wounds that have given us much pain. We will draw inspiration from the Girmit Day story, how they endured injustice with dignity, the pain that inspired their determination and built bridges across communities. Their stories must guide us as we embrace our past to shape a future that is based on trust, fairness, and shared prosperity. Here I am also thinking of our sisters and brothers from Rotuma and our Melanesians and Banabans and Kiowan, Pacific Islanders, and those from other parts of the world. Last week I reposted a Facebook post. I don't normally do this, but I did that last week. It was made by the Ministry of Multi-Ethnic Affairs and Sugar and Industry. The minister is here today. About 97-year-old Srimati Shiv Kumari Ji from Wainakoro, here in Madwata. Her voice, though gentle, carries the weight of generations, echoing untold stories of her parents and grandparents who arrived at Girmit Day with only hope. Hope was the only thing they had in their hearts. Through her recollections, we get a glimpse of the pain of families torn apart and the deep pride that comes from survival against all odds. Srimati Shiv Kumari Ji embodies the spirit of the Girmitiers, who, despite hardship, played her part to lay the building blocks of our modern nation. While honoring the Girmitiers, we must also acknowledge our deep and enduring relationship with India, the land from which this journey began. Our friendship with India has matured over 55 years of diplomatic ties, shaped by shared values, cultural bonds, and mutual respect. From the successful hosting of the 12th World Hindi Conference in Fiji, to India's support during the pandemic, support to Fiji's sugar industry, and to the construction of a 100-bed super specialty cardiology hospital in Suba, India has stood with us in times of need and triumph alike. We will remain good friends. Having said that, we know that India is currently going through a difficult time with violence from terrorist organizations across the border and from within. Fiji recognizes India's right to peace and self-defense, and we do as we do for every other sovereign nation. Fiji's achievements in rugby have brought us global acclaim. None greater than our own very own Sevens King, the legendary Waisile Serevi. Today, he carries the Fijian spirit abroad, coaching the Indian national sevens team. His story is a shining example of how sport transcends borders, cultures, and histories. We look forward to more unions through rugby and cricket. We teach them rugby, they teach us cricket, and cricket is a sport that India excels in right now. I'm sorry, British High Commissioner. We're grateful to the government of India, and especially to Prime Minister Narendra Modi, for recognizing and supporting the aspirations of the Indo-Fijian community and for building bridges of friendship that go beyond diplomacy. In his address at the Pravasi Bharatiya Divas celebrations in January this year, Prime Minister Modi emphasized the importance of documenting the history of the Indian diaspora, emphasizing their stories. I quote, "It deserves to be told, shown, and documented, as they represent our shared legacies and cultural heritage," end of quote. He further proposed initiatives such as academic research on Girmitiya history, the establishment of the university chairs and organizations of the World Girmitiya Conference at regular intervals, directing his team to explore these possibilities. And I acknowledge and I encourage our local researchers and academics to also write it from Fiji's point of view. Based on the strong support from Prime Minister Modi, the Fiji government is looking forward to the support from the Indian government in planning, designing, and financing of the Girmit Museum project at the Girmit Cultural Center in Lautoka. This will be a major contribution by the Indian government towards the preservation of the Girmit legacy in Fiji. Ladies and gentlemen, to conclude, I wish to quote what His Excellency said in his speech here on Saturday. The legacy of Girmitiers is not just historical, it is alive in the heartbeat of modern Fiji. Their determined spirit laid the very foundations of our nation's economic, cultural, and social development. Let it be known that the Girmitiya story is not just a story of the Indo-Fijian community. It is Fiji's story and a major part of Fiji's history. It is a story of perseverance, of transformation, and of unity. It is a legacy that binds us all. End of quote. Indeed, Girmit is a story for all of us. Not only for Indo-Fijians, it is part of Fiji's history. With these words, I pray that this year's Girmit commemoration event has given you a moment to reflect deeply on the Girmit legacy, one that continues to shape our national identity. May this year's Girmit event inspire us and give us renewed commitment to build unity, harmony, and peaceful coexistence with all who call Fiji home. Thank you very much. Bot Dhanevad. Have a great day.
Thank you, Sir, Honorable Prime Minister, for your enlightening words of wisdom and support. The stories of the Girmitiyas is one of the untold history of difficulties and at the same time one of the greatest periods of fortitude and resilience. Their tales of toil and struggle combined teaches us many things. Therefore, such a piece of history is worth more than being a tale of the past, but a tale worth retelling. May I now call upon Honorable Charanjit Singh, Minister for Multi-Ethnic Affairs and Sugar Industry, to introduce our guest of honor.
Thank you very much, Mistress of Ceremony. Ladies and gentlemen, I now have the pleasure to introduce our international guest of honor, Shri Prabitra Magirita, the Minister for State for External Affairs from the Government of India. As I mentioned earlier, ladies and gentlemen, the State Minister is the main representative from the Government of India for the 146th Girmit commemoration event. I wish to thank him for taking his valuable time in making all his way from India to our Labasa hometown. His presence, as I mentioned earlier, signifies the great bond between Fiji and India. The Honorable State Minister is from the state of Assam in the northern eastern region of India. The Minister completed his higher studies in textile technology from Assam Textile Institute. He started his political career in 2014 and had since held numerous public positions. A member of Parliament of the India since April 2022, Shri Magirita was sworn in as the Indian Union Minister of State in 9th June 2024. He assumed charge of Indian Union Minister of State of External Affairs and Indian Union Minister of State of Textiles in June 11, 2024. Shri Prabitra Magirita has immensely contributed to the growth and development of Assamese art and culture. For instance, he has produced more than 20 short films and documentaries on Assamese language. He's also produced more than 100 Assamese language songs in folk, contemporary and genres. I would like to actually ask the Honorable State Minister to sing a song here as well. Okay, thank you. Shri Prabitra Magirita is married to a popular Assamese artist, Dr. Gayatri Mahanta, and they have 3 children. Ladies and gentlemen, now I have the great pleasure in inviting Shri Prabitra Magirita, Minister of State for External Affairs from Government of India, to deliver his address.
Namaste. Nisa Ula Vinaka, and a very good morning. It's good afternoon written here, but it's a very good morning. His Excellency, the Honorable Prime Minister of the Republic of Fiji, Mr. Sitiveni Rabuka, a political statesman, most honorable leaders present for, His Excellency the Deputy Prime Minister and the Minister for Finance and Strategic Planning, National Development and Statistics, Professor Biman Prasad. Namaskar, sir. His Excellency the Minister of Multi-Ethnic Affairs and Sugar Industry, Sri Saranjit Singh Ji. His Excellency the Minister for Employment, Productivity and Industrial Relations, Sri Agni Deo Singh Ji. Senior government officials, members of Indo-Fijian families, distinguished guests, members of diplomatic corps, ladies and gentlemen, once again namaste. ये फिजी की मेरी पहली यात्रा है. फिजी आना मेरे लिए बड़े सम्मान की बात है. मैं फिजी की सरकार और फिजी के लोगों को उनके गर्मजोशी भरे आतिथ्य के लिए धन्यवाद देता हूं. हम आज फिजी में पहले गिरमिटिया के आगमन की 147वीं वर्षगांठ मनाने के लिए एकत्र हुए हैं. This day is not only a remembrance of history, but a celebration of resilience, culture, and the enduring spirit of Indo-Fijian community. And let me begin my speech with a para of this, para of the preamble of this booklet. It says, the theme of this year's commemoration, preserving the past, envisioning the future, carries profound significance, and preserving the past acknowledges the struggles, sacrifices, and enduring contributions of the Girmitias. Their perseverance laid the foundation for the resilience, economic progress, and cultural heritage of the Indo-Fijian community. Envisioning for future highlights the need for unity, reconciliation, and progress. As Fiji moves forward, the theme serves as a call to draw lessons from history to build a more inclusive, peaceful, and prosperous nation. It reinforces the idea that struggles of the Girmitias were not solely an Indo-Fijian experience, but an integral part of Fiji's collective history, strengthening the bonds among all ethnic communities. And this reflects the commitment of the government and the people of Fiji, especially the government of Fiji under the leadership of Param Adirniya Rabuka ji. The arrival of the MB Leonidas on 14th May 1879 marked the beginning of a journey that would shape Fiji's social and cultural fabric. Despite hardship, the Girmitias preserved their identity through language, faith, music, and festivals, and laid the foundation of a proud and vibrant community. मैं गिरमिट दिवस को राष्ट्रीय अवकाश घोषित करने तथा हमसे पहले आए लोगों की विरासत का सम्मान करने के लिए फिजी सरकार की सराहना करता हूं. Excellencies, friends, since gaining our independence more than 76 years ago, India has come a long way. Today, India is a confident, fast-growing democracy and a global leader in digital innovation, healthcare, infrastructure, and space exploration. True to our ancient philosophy of Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, which emphasizes the world as one family, India ensured that its capabilities were harnessed to serve humanity during the unprecedented challenges of the COVID-19 pandemic. Today, these capabilities continue to benefit all our partner countries, driving progress and fostering sustainable development. Excellencies and friends, our relationship with the great nation Fiji has deepened in recent years. High-level exchanges, including the historic visit of Honorable President Srimati Draupadi Murmu to Fiji last year, hosting the 12th World Hindi Conference in Nandi in 2023. Visits by Fiji's Deputy Prime Ministers and Ministers and recent bilateral meetings have added momentum through our growing partnership. Our development partnership today covers nation building in Fiji, including in education, health, agriculture, small, medium and micro enterprises, information technology, renewable energy, climate change and capacity building. I'm happy to note that India is undertaking one of the Pacific's most significant development projects, a 100-bedded super specialty hospital in Fiji. As envisaged by Prime Minister Narendra Modi, this initiative aims to offer advanced medical services not only in Fiji but in the entire Pacific region. Under the visionary leadership of Prime Minister Narendra Modi and His Excellency Prime Minister Rabuka of Fiji, both the countries will continue to march together on the path of peace, progress and prosperity. Excellencies and friends, फिजी में योग की व्यापक लोकप्रियता देखकर बहुत खुशी होती है, जो इसकी सार्वभौमिक अपील और हमारे मजबूत ऐतिहासिक सांस्कृतिक संबंधों को दर्शाता है। योग समग्र स्वास्थ्य और तंदुरुस्ती को बढ़ावा देता है। It is in this spirit that India set up a yoga center in Labasa last year, and I'm glad to announce the establishment of another yoga center in Siganga. On behalf of the Government of India, I extend best wishes and reaffirm our partnership with the government and people of the great nation Fiji. अंत में मैं गिरमिटिया समुदाय के पूर्वजों को उनके बलिदान और समर्पण के लिए हार्दिक श्रद्धांजलि देता हूं। Let us celebrate our shared heritage and empower future generations to carry forward this legacy with pride and purpose. धन्यवाद, विनाका वकालेवु. Thank you. Jai Fiji. Jai Hind.
थैंक यू। एक बार जोरदार तालियां हो जाए और धन्यवाद के लिए हमारे श्री पवित्र मार्गरिता जी जो मिनिस्टर फॉर स्टेट ऑफ एक्सटर्नल अफेयर्स गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया के तरफ से। Thank you, sir, for your words of wisdom. I'm certain that we are inspired and enlightened by your message this morning. Indeed, the Girmitia story is an integral part of our history, one of the transformation and unity. As a token of appreciation, I shall now kindly request the Honorable Prime Minister to present a token of appreciation to our guest of honor, Shri Pavitra Mahaprita ji. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Now we will have a performance by the Labasa Cultural Center. Kindly requesting the girls.
Oh wait, hold on. Start. Bulvanaka to our viewers watching on FPC TV and also those joining us via Facebook, our government Fiji Facebook page. Now, we saw how the Prime Minister of Fiji presented a token of appreciation to the Minister for State and External Affairs of India. That was a gesture that speaks volumes about the enduring friendship between the two nations. And now we await the Itoke group, the performance, the Girmit Bhajan. We have the Itoke group singing Hindi Bhajan regarding the Girmit hardships.
तो ये एक अत्यंत सम्मानजनक क्षण था। उस समय आया जब प्रधानमंत्री ने पारंपरिक फिजियन तानवा इनको भेंट किया श्री पवित्र मार्गरिटा को, और ये एक वस्तु नहीं बल्कि फिजी की सांस्कृतिक विरासत, आत्मीयता और सम्मान का प्रतीक है। हमें आज ये सम्मान प्राप्त हुआ कि भारत सरकार के विदेश मंत्रालय एवं वस्त्र मंत्रालय में राज्य मंत्री श्री पवित्र मार्गरिटा विशिष्ट अतिथि के रूप में समारोह को इन्होंने संबोधित किया। और ये एक आयामी व्यक्तित्व के हैं, एक जनसेवक हैं, एक कलाकार हैं और एक सशक्त वक्ता। उन्होंने अपने करियर की शुरुआत एक एंकर और अभिनेता के रूप में की थी और असम सांस्कृतिक क्षेत्र में उन्होंने एक विशेष पहचान बनाई। आज वे भारत सरकार में 2 महत्वपूर्ण मंत्रालयों का दायित्व संभाल रहे हैं। उनकी उपस्थिति इस समारोह को एक वैश्विक आयाम प्रदान करती है।
Ni boleh menatala na sarsartung main FBC TV kakina bekemne na sarabtiko na songo main Subrail Park mai Labasa and na Facebook page na mati tu na Fiji government da raidan da sarab na roda na non ritu tuku na lilo ni na mati tu sanjin sara and sama imbula na do na benua and bola vi maliwai tu bat ken tobo ken ibalabala and do ni tuku bimpe da roda tiko and na vida ni singa dalak vita kan da sarab na non ramarro mai oir na girmitia oir na rakawer sambula na ngungo na non tobo na non na ken kakana na non sulsulu me bakanda bondin den taka ya ni sama imbula be maluai and non de benua non me dan do rokova era boso ti naturang na minister ngol sartung me india karamai tikita tungan songongo Sri Pavitra Margarita yang isoli be kwendo na ndone lola mani bogo binaka tambaki po binak token ndona tanoa e ruana iwao yana be kamemblet kenda ni toke isoli be ira naturang na minister ma India me ibaka binaka endana na makatiko na na be marotaki endona ilala mena Labasa Cultural Center and single ni kuwa merawaro vamaro tiku kina oir na lenbun ndare da sa tatok na balen sar en ngongo mai beir na lenbun war lenbun din takatiko na songo ka boder tongo na Subrail Park mai Labasa.
That's right, Miliki. As we continue the celebrations here today, celebrations of the 146th commemoration at Subrail Park in Labasa with the theme Preserving the Past and Envisioning the Future. And it was yesterday's float procession. It gave us a colorful look at life during the Girmit era. And today, many of those items are still on display at the Girmit exhibition at Subrail Park. Now, these tools may seem simple, but they all tell a powerful story of hard work, survival, some strong family traditions. And for those viewing from home, do take a moment to visit the exhibition and see these amazing pieces of history up close.
तो जब तक हम इंतज़ार कर रहे हैं इस प्रस्तुति का, आपको बताएं कि प्रधानमंत्री ने आज एक बहुत ही मार्मिक बात कही अपने भाषण में। उन्होंने कहा, जब गिरमिटिया हमारे पूर्वज गोरे साहबों के अत्याचारों से थक जाते थे, टूट जाते थे, तो कई बार वे खेतों से भाग जाया करते थे और तब उन्हें पनाह दी जाती थी फिजी के मूल निवासी हमारे इंडिजिनस भाइयों द्वारा।
के बेसती धर्म मनुष्य के बेसोने भाई धर्म मनुष्य के बे काबी भारती हिंद देश से आए पीजी देशवा काबी भारती हिंद देश से आए पीजी देशवा ये पंसल के भ्रमित हो गए डूबल कून पसिलवा मोहे पीजी दे बगल है सुहनवा मिलनवा कर लो पीजी बासियो ओ पीजी दे सुहल है सुहनवा मिलनवा कर लो पीजी बासियो अरे मोए पीजी दस लगल है सुहनवा मिलनवा कर लो पीजी बासियो साहिब और सरदार सतावे दे दे लंबी तस्वार साहिब और सरदार सतावे दे दे लंबी तस्वार अरे बारी मुसीबत सिर पे जेले हंस हंस काते दिलवा मोहे पीजी दे लगल है सुहनवा मिलनवा कर लो पीजी बासियो ओ पीजी देश लागल है सुहनवा मिलनवा कर लो पीजी बासियो मोहे पीजी देश लगल है सुहनवा मिलनवा कर लो पीजी बासियो निज हुज के बेद मिटा के भले भाजी बहवा निज हुज के बेद मिटा के भले जहाजी बहवा कथा भागवत घर घर होते काटे पींदे संगवा मोहे पीजी देश लगल है सुहनवा मिलनवा कर लो पीजी बासियो ओ पीजी देश लगल है सुहनवा मिलनवा कर लो पीजी बासियो मोए पीजी देश लगल है सुहनवा मिलनवा कर लो पीजी बासियो मोए पीजी देश लगल है सुहनवा मिलनवा कर लो पीजी बासियो
भैया लंबा हुआ यार
Another round of applause for Upper Cookie and his group. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a true picture of multiculturalism. Today I am overwhelmed to experience this on stage where we see our Ethiopia brothers singing in Hindustani and playing the instruments. We have now reached the climax of our program this morning, that is to honor the Girmit descendants who are seated with us this morning in the VIP tent. Let us pay tribute to the Girmit descendants for their remarkable legacy, not only because of who they are, but because they represent the strength, resilience, and sacrifices of their ancestors. Our great-grandparents, grandparents, and parents who endured hardships so that future generations like us could have a better life. We salute their enduring spirit and the foundations they have helped lay for our nation. Their contributions have shaped our communities and strengthened our identity, and today we remember and celebrate their role in building and rebuilding this country. Now I shall request the Minister for Multi-Ethnic Affairs and Sugar Industry, Honorable Charanjit Singh, to please escort our Honorable Prime Minister and the guest of honor to the VIP tent to honor the Girmit descendants with the awards.
And now we come to one of the most heartfelt part of today's celebration, the presentation of awards to the descendants of the Girmitiers, knowing that we had the first round of presentation yesterday, but today these presentation of awards to the descendants of the Girmitier who are over 85 years. This is a very proud moment, especially as we recognize members of our communities who are 80 years and older. And I believe the oldest descendant in Vanolevu right now, as I'm told, is Miss Jamiran B, who is 108 years old, born in 1917, and hails from Basonga in Labasa.
Yan ang unang bimbi na Sarabatico and FBC TV, bikin na Sarting Mai, na sa siro na ilulunin ng dumating ito, meralaki lulu veira, o ira na rakawa, na Girmit Ersetico ng unungo, Ersambol Malavo, o Ersamba ki walo sa ngabulu kalima lagavake, ko yung gasin duan na kaya nitutu, keto to rawa, samba kinto ng rokawalu. Ya suda na tinika viwa tinika vitu, ka waitu ko may basonga, may Labasa. Goi warita itu ngani nonda bon binate kira na buku ni bekai rasota ka wira non rangasi na rawa na mosi na taka baku kawa e mai buke tu nonda tu mudake na nonda matini tu na beka buke law na rauka o mimi na taka liebo taka koko taka bimbi rame boy tabte kirkina.
जैसा कि आप स्क्रीन पर देख रहे हैं, वनवलेवु और पूरे देश में अपने अमूल्य योगदान के लिए 85 वर्ष या उससे अधिक आयु के वरिष्ठ गिरमिटिया वंशजों को सम्मानित किया जा रहा है। यह सम्मान कोलिशन सरकार द्वारा प्रदान किया जा रहा है उनके उस कठोर परिश्रम और समर्पण के लिए जिन्होंने इस देश की नींव को मजबूती दी। और वनवलेवु की सबसे वरिष्ठ गिरमिट वंशज जिनकी जानकारी हमें प्राप्त हुई है वे हैं बेगम जमीरन बी, जिनकी उम्र 108 वर्ष की है। उनका जन्म 1917 में हुआ था और वे बसोंगा लंबासा से हैं। उनका जीवन स्वयं एक जीवित इतिहास है।
Throughout this 3-day event, they anticipated around 150 Girmit descendants to receive the awards during this 3-day celebration. And I love that they had to give the plaque and also the shawl just to, have that sort of, connection to their original Girmitiers, their ancestors. And this is a great time to pause and appreciate the stories their ancestors' resilience as well, those sacrifices of those who came before us, and just acknowledging them and the families this way, you know, it carries off that their legacy and also their pride.
Na kena mai to karitiko na itawoi se na shawl, kakina na kena solitiko na ibona nuni se na shield, veira oile sangasi na tura na kena marama, e sule veira indona yalo, merkela ni kawaitaki na vika era da kava ira na nondangasi. Na vika era me da kava na da rendre, da bimbi, na vika era rawa, era la kujuma, e na nuni tiko, e kawaitiko e na buna, e na solitiki na veira na vika na sarabatoka, and the Matagano Rabo Binabana Tikinga, the Rwanda no retu ne Lilin and the Matini too, and the Kenami Bona Numina, singing about them from the Bo, and the Rabakokin and Karandova Tikin and Matin to the Vata, Merabana Numi, where now Kandogana Girmit Day.
Next we have Naziran, who is 91, who is from Koroberi, Labasa.
91. Oh, Naka.
From Vunika, Labasa, we have Parlat, who is 85 years of age.
The minister will begin from the back.
From Vunika, we have Kalawati Lal, who is 86 years of age. Raman Lal, who is 87 years of age. Shiv Kumari, who is 89 years old. Vishnu Dev, who is 86 years of age. And then we have Rich Pal, who is 85 years old. From Waingele, Labasa, we have Ramru, who is 89 years old. From Korowiri, we have Tarawati, who is 82 years of age. From Batlikama, Labasa, we have Aliyama, who is 96 years of age. From Wailevu, we have Supermani, who is 91 years old. We have Sumar Deo, who is 86 years of age. Next we have Bhagwani, who is from Waingele, Labasa, who is 94 years of age.
Oh my God. Now, usko de diye. Abhi kisko dena hai? हाँ, next. Yeah. One last.
We have Kantawati, who is from Punivau. She is 87 years of age.
Okay.
And lastly, we have Pandit Richanan, who is from Bunimoli, Labasa, who is 88 years of age. Today we have acknowledged and presented awards to the 27 descendants of the Girmit Day this morning.
Okay, everything's done?
Yes, sir. Thank you very much.
Let's have a big round of applause. of the Girmitiers.
Ya, tunggu.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's show our appreciation to the Honorable Prime Minister and the guest of honor for delivering the presentation to our Girmitiers. Moving on, we are coming to the end of our official program. I therefore request the Acting Permanent Secretary for Multi-Ethnic Affairs and Sugar Industry, Ms. Reshmi Kumari, to deliver the closing remarks.
The Chief Guest, the Prime Minister and Minister of Foreign Affairs, Civil Service and Public Enterprises and Information, Honorable Sitiveni Rabuka, the Deputy Prime Minister and Minister for Finance, Strategic Planning, National Development and Statistics, Honorable Professor Biman Prasad, the International Guest of Honor for today, Shri Pavitra Margarita, Minister for State for External Affairs from the Government of India, the Cabinet Ministers and Members of the Parliament, Excellencies and Members of Diplomatic Corps, Senior Girmitia descendants, esteemed guests, school students, ladies and gentlemen, special greeting to those watching the program online. Good afternoon, Ram Ram, Namaste, Assalamu Alaikum, Sat Sri Akal, Bulasiya, Bulare. It is with great honor and on behalf of the Minister of Multi-Ethnic Affairs and Sugar Industry, Honorable Charanjit Singh, I would like to express our sincere gratitude to all those individuals and organizations who have joined us in preparation and providing financial support and assisting the Ministry in achieving a successful 146th Girmit commemoration event held here at Subrail Park, Labasa. At the outset, I convey my sincere apologies to all those who were affected by the cancellation of the program yesterday. It was something that was beyond our control, as weather was not conducive for us to hold any activities. And I thank you for your understanding. We thank the Almighty for blessing us today with a great day. Now let me begin thanking each and everyone who have contributed us. Firstly, I must thank the hardworking 2025 Labasa Girmit Working Committee for assisting us in the preparations for the event from day one. Our first meeting was held on 22nd of February 2025 and preparations remain in course since then. I wish to thank the following individuals and organizations for standing up and supporting the Ministry to achieve a successful 146th Girmit commemoration event. Turanganatui Madhuwata and Turanganatui Labasa for blessing us and permitting the Ministry to host the 146th Girmit commemoration event within their Vanua and their land. The Ministry extends special thanks to the President of Fiji, His Excellency Ratu Naigama Lalambalavu, for officially officiating the event on Saturday. Honorable Manwa Kamkamida, the Minister for Trade and Cooperatives, Small and Medium Enterprises, for being our esteemed chief guest on Saturday for the multicultural night. The Prime Minister, Honorable Sitiveni Rabuka, for officiating today's event. The Prime Minister and Deputy Prime Minister and Minister for Finance, Strategic Planning and National Development and Statistics, Professor Biman Prasad, who was supposed to be officiating the event yesterday. Unfortunately, it was cancelled due to the unfavorable weather. But thank you, sir, for being here to support the program today. Mr. Paul Jaduram and the Labasa Town Council, for providing the ground and other facilities, including providing the venue for conducting community meetings. The artists from the Labasa Cultural Center and others for their excellent performance, some of which you have seen today, and I'm sure you have all enjoyed the performance. We are grateful to the parents and various schools for preparing their students for outstanding oratories, which we saw on Saturday, and the meaningful posters you will see at the exhibition, which they prepared on the theme Preserving the Past and Envisioning the Future. Our sincere gratitude is extended to all the vendors and that have provided marvelous support in delivering the programs for the 3 days. Great support was provided to the ministry from the exhibitors, including the National Archives of Fiji, Fiji Museum, Truth and Reconciliation Commission, High Commission of India, Ministry of Agriculture and Waterways, Ministry of Education, Ministry of Health and Medical Services for providing free medical checkups, Labasa Cultural Center, Fiji Public Trustees, Judicial Services, Fiji National University, Gold Hold Fiji Limited, Nirmala Balram and Seema Singh from New Zealand. These exhibitors, ladies and gentlemen, displayed various artifacts and materials that reflected the history of Girmit, and that something that would educate today's generation. We sincerely appreciate support from all other government departments, including the Office of the Prime Minister, Ministry of Women, Social and Children and Social Protection, Ministry of Civil Service, Ministry of Justice, Ministry of Finance, Strategic Planning, National Development and Statistics, Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Ministry of Rural and Maritime Development and Disaster Management, Ministry of Ethiopian Affairs, Ministry of Policing and Fiji Police Force, Ministry of Immigration, National Fire Authority, Fiji Roads Authority, Fiji Red Cross for providing volunteers, and other government departments that I may have missed. The ministry is extending gratitude to all the members of the cabinet and members of the parliament, including the government officials that are present here to support the ministry. We are expressing sincere appreciation to those that prepared the floats on Saturday. Many thanks for putting up the great show, for decorating your floats, and for doing live performance to showcase the reality of Girmit. These floats participation include Fiji Rice Limited, Labasa Sanatan Dharam Nari Sabha, Brothers Uddatasa Musical, Sugar Research Institute of Fiji, Sugarcane Growers Fund, Guwal Bal Pragati Ramayan Mandli, who appeared to be the winners for the float, Fiji Sugar Corporation, which came second, combined float for South Pacific Fertilizers, Sugarcane Growers Council, and Labasa Cane Producer Association, who was awarded the third prize. Ministry of Agriculture and Waterways, and a special award was given to Labasa Cultural Center. The ministry is extending sincere gratitude to our kind sponsors, Vodafone Fiji for supporting our media coverage on Fiji Broadcasting Corporation, Fiji Care, Unit Trust of Fiji, Digicel, Bread Bank, Fiji Development Bank, and Fiji Rice Limited for sponsoring awards and plaques that were just given to the 85-year and above age Girmit descendants. Thank you to all the sponsors for choosing to be part of the 146th Girmit commemoration. We are grateful to the members of the Diplomatic Corps for kindly accepting our invitation and participating in our programs and representing your countries. To the Indian High Commission, particularly for accepting our request in bringing the State Minister and facilitating the travels for the Bhojpuri artists to Fiji who are just getting ready on the stage. Our media partners, Fiji Broadcasting Corporation, for an excellent coverage of the event on television, radio and online platforms. We are also grateful to the Ministry of Information and Communication Fiji Limited for engaging the audiences and prompting the event through their online platforms. Our special and most sincere gratitude is extended to the families that have brought their families here, the Girmit descendants. They have taken risks and but showcased bravery in bringing their 85 plus Girmit descendants to be honored here by the chief guests at Subrail Park. The Girmit descendants were the most precious and cherished guests for our event, and they have added meaning to the programs. We are also thankful to elderly descendants that have shared their heart-touching stories, which was delivered to the public through online platforms. Our heartful appreciation goes to the three great MCs. Mr. Raj Sharma, who is not here today, but he delivered the MC role on Saturday, the CEO of Sugarcane Growers Fund, Ms. Sheetal Chetty of Sugarcane Growers Fund, and Ms. Sitiveni of Ministry of Multi-Ethnic Affairs for entertaining, engaging and enlightening the public on the essence of various background of each activity. I also express my sincere gratitude to the management and all staff of the Ministry of Multi-Ethnic Affairs and the sugar industry for their immense contribution in planning and successfully delivering this program this long weekend. Lastly, but not least, a wide round of applause to all of you who are present here despite the unfavorable weather condition, and those that joined us online for making your time to watch the programs, and also for sending beautiful messages and posting your thoughts on Girmit on media platforms. Thank you once again for supporting the Ministry of Multi-Ethnic Affairs and Sugar Industry and the 2025 Girmit commemoration event. And please do accept my apologies if I have missed acknowledging any of you, but we appreciate all of your contributions. May God bless you all. Thank you. Pinaka Vakalevu and Dhanyavad. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Rashmi. Moving on, we have a folk music and dance from the ICCR group from Uttar Pradesh in India. We have a small performance by the team. Let's join our hands and welcome Shri Rakesh Upadhyay ji and his team.
Jai Sri Ram. नमस्ते, जय श्री राम। आज हम सभी के लिए परम सौभाग्य की बात है कि हमारे फिजी के आदरणीय प्रधानमंत्री जी, हमारे आदरणीय मंत्री जी श्री चरणजीत सिंह साहब, और अभी प्राउड कि मेरे ऑनरेबल मिनिस्टर विदेश राज्य मंत्री मेरे श्री मार्गेट साहब और हमारे हाई कमिश्नर साहब, मैं ICCR दिल्ली से आपके बीच में राकेश उपाध्याय एंड ग्रुप, हम विदेशिया जिस गिरमिट को लेकर के आज ये उत्सव चल रहा है उसी की एक प्रस्तुति आपके बीच में और लोकगीत। गजरा हेराई गई पियवा बसेला परदेस रे विदेसिया मथवा के गजरा झुराई गईले मथवा में आरे नाही भेजले कवनो सनेस रे विदेसिया अखिया के कजरा हेराई गईले हसुआ में अखिया के कजरा हेराई गईले हसुआ में पियवा बसेला परदेस रे विदेसिया से पियवा बसेला परदेस रे विदेसिया मथवा के धैनिया गभेसरे विदेसिया से धैनी जोगिनिया गभेसरे विदेसिया मथवा के गजरा छुराई गईले मथवा में मथवा के गजरा छुराई गईले मथवा में भेजले कवनो सनिसरे विदेसिया से नाही भेजले कोनो सनिसरे विदेसिया से नाही भेजले कोनो सनिसरे विदेसिया।
थैंक यू राकेश उपाध्याय जी और आपकी टीम के लिए।
एक और प्रस्तुति हम सीधे आपको अयोध्या से लेकर के चलना जोड़ना चाहते हैं।
Okay, we'll hear one more song.
जन्मे है राम रघुरैया अवध में बाजे बधैया जन्मे है राम रघुरैया अवध में बाजे बधैया बाजे बधैया हो बाजे बधैया बाजे बधैया हो बाजे बधैया हो बाजे बधैया हो बाजे बधैया जन्मे है राम रघुरैया अवध बरखा सुमन आकाशे से होवे बरखा सुमन हो बरखा सुमन हो बरखा सुमन आकाश से होवे स्तुति करे मुनि रैया अवध में मारे बधैया स्तुति करे मुनि रैया अवध में मारे बधैया जन्मे राम रघुरैया अवध में बाजे बधैया। सुहनवा रानी लुटावे तेनू गैया अवध में बाजे बधैया रानी लुटावे तेनू गैया अवध में बाजे बधैया बाजे बधैया हो बाजे बधैया बाजे बधैया हो बाजे बधैया हो बाजे बधैया जन में राम रघुरैया अवध में बाजे बधैया जन में है राम रघुरैया अवध में बाजे बधैया जन में है राम रघुरैया अवध में बाजे बधैया जन में है राम रघुरैया अवध में बाजे बधैया जन में है राम रघुरैया अवध में बाजे
Thank you for a very lovely performance. Let us show our appreciation to the team from India. Ladies and gentlemen, the entertainment will continue. However, at this time, I would like to request all the members of the Parliament and the members of the Diplomatic Corps to please come on stage for a group photo.
Great performances from the folk music and dance by Rakesh and the team. Well, I believe they're from ICCR in India.
Yes, they're from ICCR India, Indian Council for Cultural Relations, and they are the people who provide scholarship to the world. And I also studied under their scholarship scheme.
Sharon, I heard they were trying to tell us something in their performance.
Yeah, the first song that Mr. Rakesh Upadhyay sang was a Bidesiya. Bidesiya is a thing that if your loved one is in overseas working, and you are actually waiting for the person, आप उसका इंतजार कर रहे हैं, and that was the folk song. And another one was
the first one.
The first one is a Bidesiya, and another one was a Sohar. A Sohar is sung when a child is born in a family. So you could have seen both expressions on the dancers. एक था जब वो रो रही थी, वो expression दिखाई दे रहा था. दूसरा expression वो दिखाई दे रहा था when she was really, really happy.
Shireen, how important is to wear traditional attire like the kurti, especially on a day like this?
As you can see that I am also wearing this. Actually, the kurti is more than an attire to me. It's a tribute. Wearing it today is my way of standing in solidarity with the journey of the Girmitias Miliki. It reflects our Indian identity, the traditions they carried with them, and the pride we still hold in our culture.
Yendina sarandoni tu indina ambelata yatalang andoni tu tuku and the rongova and the saravatiko and kelamo ibona no miti binambaki donon rao vasanga vul kaono ni ambaki ni non rao yatamaki non de no irna girmitia non resulu non tobo non lote ramaro roya na kianda kakana and the sarava kada wandinga nataka ile se maro tu ngana ngo la tayatang tu ngai kauti ko ni songo and ambaki ngo na kena marroi na be casa sivi kena no be kair na rani da kava be ramurtu na se na be singa mataka dole tikner samara tika na be sulu be kai talon tati na ne tokani kito da botakan matakan ko o ko endubira na kau kan dia ya marro be na tina na sulu e tokara tau mai e na matarani kuia. E sa nungo anda rei ni tau tonga bo bina kana bani sarsara e rakire wirna bo kalisi bo matimtu. Ora bo tutu na matimtu. Ore ndo mana na ken rei tamba go e na ibo na numitu e na sobo mindi ni kena bona ni na badigona do vasa na bul kawono en rada mana girmitia. Ora bo ministers o rongal me valangi me kai era bulang taltunga ni kuwa na minister ni ngol sartu me India karena itu kita ngani soho ni kuwa.
That's right. You know, a lot happened during this 3-day celebration at Subrail Park in Labasa. And I believe that happening on the stage is a group photo. That will, the group photo to probably wrap up this afternoon. There's some, we saw a little bit of handshake happening there. Some smiles as well. And I feel like this is more than a picture.
इस समय मंच पर एक बहुत ही उल्लासपूर्ण और यादगार दृश्य दिखाई दे रहा है। फोटो सेशन चल रहा है। प्रधानमंत्री, भारत सरकार के विदेश राज्य मंत्री श्री पवित्र, संसद सदस्यगण और तमाम मंत्रीगण मंच पर एक साथ हैं। सभी के चेहरों पर मुस्कान है और ये मुस्कानें सिर्फ कैमरे के लिए नहीं है, ये उस गौरव, एकता और संतोष की झलक है जो आज के इस ऐतिहासिक गिरमिट दिवस कार्यक्रम से जुड़ी हुई है।
And that brings us to the end of the final day of celebrations here at Subrail Park in Labasa, marking the 146th commemoration. It's been an honor to share these special moments with you. On behalf of the entire team here at FBC TV, Wenakavakalevu for joining us, whether you watch on FBC TV or followed along the Government of Fiji Facebook page. Until next time, thank you, Danya Vat and Nisamwale.